Hello and welcome to another rallycross video. I wanted to start this rallycross video off a little different than I normally do, with a little bit of a breakdown of one of the runs from the event you're going to be watching. Uh, it's just I wanted to kind of share some of the things I picked up while watching the video back and editing it together, some things I'm going to work on for future rallycross events. But before I get into that, I want to say thank you for everyone that set this up. This event was an absolute blast. The track was very fast flowing and it had just the right amount of grip and just allowed you to slide, but really could move and throw the cars around. It was fantastic. Really good track and really good people that put it on. So wanted to get that out of the way first. Fantastic job. I really look forward to doing more events with these people because they do a great job setting everything up and running it. So thank you again for BMR for putting this on. But now let's get into the video. All right. So we're not gonna take very long to see the first thing that I'm gonna be working on, but it's not something too significant that I can really do as of right now, but it's that first gate right there. As you can see, it's a small gate and not a good way to start off a run, hitting a cone within the first 3 turns. This is a problem I've noticed in the past couple events, is that I'm not very experienced and I really don't know my vehicle. It's something I need to work on and get better at. Something that's extremely important to autocross and rallycross is knowing your vehicle, knowing where the kind of boundary of your vehicle, knowing where the corners are, so that way you can put your vehicle as close to the cone as possible but not hit it. This was a case of just not knowing my car very well, and I put my car far too far to the right and struck the cone because I just not very experienced. So I just need to kind of try to get a better sense, and especially on the right side of my vehicle, I've noticed it far more. As I'm sitting on the left, you don't really have as good of vision. I need to give myself a good half a foot more space than I think I need, and it's just something you need to kind of try to train into your brain of the corner of that vehicle is further away than you think, you idiot. So just something I'll pick up with more time and experience. But this next one right here, that cone, that gate in particular, was a real struggle for me in the second half of the day. I ended up hitting that cone many times, and it was, from what you'll see in common with most of the cones I was hitting, is I was committing too early, turning in far too early, especially with how much grip the track had to make the cone. I'm looking ahead to these next set of cones and trying to set myself up for them, but in doing so, I'm forgetting that I still need to get through this gate up here. So I'm turning in and committing to these set of cones before I'm even past this gate, which is the big issue of just not kind of once again, not really knowing where I am, not being very good at timing the vehicle. So you'll see it a lot throughout the run of me turning in just too early. And here is one of the cases of turning in too early. This cone right here, you can see I have a lot of space to work with up here. But this cone, I was committed to the turn far too early, and I'm going to make pretty solid contact with this cone. Then through this section, the nature of this set of turns kind of keeps me from hitting cones. The vehicle just naturally wants to get away from them. But coming down this downhill, this cone right here is another one I had a lot of trouble with. For similar reasons, is I'm looking at this cone. I'm thinking about making sure that I make that turn, and one of the things I kept doing here was turning in about where I stopped the video. I'm starting to turn in here, and as I get to about here, right about where the cone is, I'm also doing a little bit of a stab on the brakes to get it to turn in, and just the combination of turning in early and then stabbing on the brakes just puts me right on top of the cone, and I send this one flying. I felt this one in the car just because of how solid contact I made. Making it pretty clean through here, and I will finish up clean. But overall, just a lot of work I could do on a lot of simple things I can do to fix these issues. There's not a whole lot of time to be gained by what I'm doing in hitting these cones. I am typically hitting really silly cones to be hitting. And that's what frustrates me the most, is that there's no real good reason to be hitting these. I'm not gaining a whole lot by doing it, and it really frustrates me when I see that I'm hitting these many cones, not because it gives me a bad time and it's what you need to do to be consistent and be good to get good times. I hate making people work for no good reason. There's no good reason for me to be hitting most of those cones, and I'm making people work for no good reason, especially on silly ones like that first gate. My God, I can't believe I was hitting that. So it's just something I noticed, and something I'm going to be trying to work on in future events and hopefully getting better, because I've noticed I've gotten the raw speed and gotten the confidence behind the car and getting it to do what I want it to do. What I need to do now is go back to the basics and trying to keep it clean, try to run clean, not take unnecessary risks, and combine that with the confidence I have in the car, and I'll do much better and have much more consistent, clean runs that are fast. So it's kind of, I got the speed down now. I need to go back to where I was at the start, being a little more cautious with some of the ways I'm handling turns. Don't take unnecessary risks on stupid cones that are unnecessary to hit. So I just want to start off with that, and I hope you enjoy the video from here, and maybe you can kind of see you'll see a lot more instances of what I'm talking about throughout the runs. So hope you enjoy.
Please try again.
Fuck off, you sink.
261. Say dial. Correction. Start over.